Okay, let's have a look at the current situation in Ukraine. This is from the Project L OSINT from their control map, and let's have a look at the current situation. It's October the 18th, and it's a Wednesday, and we're having another look at the Ukrainian situation. And as I had predicted a few months ago now, I've been too busy doing other things. So here we go. What I found quite interesting with this map is the details of the various units of Ukrainian forces, as well as the Russian forces within the contact lines. So we have the 117th Mechanized Brigade, the 73rd Naval Special Operations, 47th Mechanized Brigade. So anyway, as you go through, as you scroll through and click onto the various icons of the various units, it reveals the concentration of troop numbers and the actual areas in which there have been contact. And as you can see, there has been very little in the way of the Ukrainian flower, which in my interpretation is actually the corpse flower blooming from the Robertine and Verbove contact line. So as far as I'm concerned, the conflict in this region, viewing this map, indicates that the Russians are very much in control and that the Ukrainians are very much behind the eight ball. And that little salient has been 4 months in the making, and it is a dog's breakfast, and it's like a little ditch in a line of red, which is the failure of the Ukrainian offensive since June the 4th, 2023. So we've been listening to General Miley and Australia's retired General Nick Ryan spouting off his pseudo military intellectualism, sharing his sophist knowledge of military tactical and strategy that was meant to undermine the Russian defensive line, which is a lot of crap. It's November was the deadline for NATO to, or so I should say, Ukraine was meant to at least take Tokmak. It's now, that's only 2 weeks away, and by the looks of things, that blue amalgam cluster is nowhere near Tokmak. So Tokmak is right here, and these are the defense positions around Tokmak. It's not looking favorable in the slightest for the Ukrainians and the NATO mercenaries who are converging and attempting to breach the Russian line of control. Okay, admittedly, the Ukrainians have breached the first line of control, and that's near Verbove. Apart from that, they haven't reached anywhere else. All right, that'll do for now. I was intending to talk about the Bakhmut offensive that was meant to reach this Kramatorsk in order to complete the liberation of the DPR. And as it has panned out, there has been a slight hiccup along the way. In the meantime, the Bakhmut cluster is quite amazingly cluttered, and as you can see, that Shoigu's PMC is currently garrisoning the Bakhmut area, as opposed to Wagner. Wagner has long gone, as we all know what has happened to them. But we can see that at Hokovo, Veslivka seems to be the salient that is nearest to Kramatorsk. But the end game is obviously Kramatorsk and Sloviansk. Once that is liberated, that is more or less the end game for the ultimate garrisoning of the DPR and LPR for the Russians, and that's it. Apart from that, build a wall. That's basically it, and that'll be the end of the war. Insofar as Russia doing anything against the Ukrainians, they're just going to defend the liberated Russian Federation with the inclusion of the recent annexed former Ukrainian territories, which are now part of the Russian Federation, as ratified by the Duma back in September 2022, which, insofar as we're all concerned, the world continues to deny. But that's like anything. In the end, you have to accept that the Russians have attained the DPR and Crimea and LPR, as well as portions of Zaporizhzhia Oblast, as well as portions, or at least the left bank or the south regions of the Kherson region. Of course, there's always the question about Kharkov Oblast and the Kharkov People's Republic, but that's another day. But for the all intents and purposes, NATO and Ukraine have lost this war. It's the liberation of the Russian people of the Donbass region, and that's it. All right, lava molinate talnoanga, so forth.